Good morning, Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing well. This is going to be a bonus reading for Scorpio. Happy birthday month. How exciting, right? Like, I'm a Scorpio. I love Scorpio season. It's fantastic. So I'm going to throw you guys a quick bonus reading for your birthday. So happy birthday. So Scorpio, sun, moon, rising in your Venus. Cross watchers, if you're tuning in to this, welcome as well. For those of you returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. I am Nicole. So let's just jump in. We'll make this a quick one, but get a little bit of a spread here going on. Guys, I am available for personal readings on a limited basis, and that information can be found in the description box below. So I'm going to pull one card from the Sacred Geometry deck, and it says communication. It's 14, breaks down to a 5, and it states the frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. As I was reading that, the 4 agreements crossed into my mind. Make sure that what you're stating serves a purpose. It's just not bullshit and gossip, right? Like, that it's coming from a place of wholesomeness, a place of compassion, a place of love, that it's necessary. We're watching our words. Very much put in attention to what is coming out of your mouth at this time. And you know, the old saying, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. Take heed of that right now. So I'm going to get 6 cards for you, Scorpio, cornucopia. The focus for what you need to be focusing on at this time. Thinking woman, some swords energy to me right there. And then communication, right? Make sure what you need to know. Woman holding a heart. Are you doing it in a state of, like I said, compassion, grace, right? That kind of thing. Any obstacles Scorpio is facing right now? What is the obstacle for Scorpio at this time? Guys, my nose has been running this morning. Romance is the obstacle. Fantastic. Door to romance. Strengths we're dealing with. Caring connections. This is interesting. It's almost like you might be struggling to voice how you feel about certain things at this time. And then what is the outcome of this situation, Spirit? Rest and rejuvenation. Storm warning underneath, Jesus lovers. I feel like you're ready to shake things up, Scorpio. You know, that transformative energy that we sit in sometimes. We have to, as Alex's tarot would say, sting ourselves, because that's what we do sometimes. In order to shake things up, you create... I'm going to call it some type of chaos that is needed to shake things up. So you may be making some pretty bold moves right now to where you are learning in all avenues of your life how to speak up. Like I did the daily reading a little bit ago, had a lot of anxious energy going into it. This energy is kind of like excited, moving forward, ready to take action. Like my feet are tingling as I'm doing this for you guys right now. But angel of strength and action. When I say action, right? Taking action, there it is, behind strength and the storm warning. Guys, my allergies are like on fire this morning for some reason. So bear with me as I'm sniffling and hacking and dying a little bit, I think. You feel good about what it is that you know you need to do. Like, you know that some way, somehow, this transformative energy that Scorpio tends to sit in, sneeze. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. That it's gonna show growth where you've been, what you've gone through, where you've been this year. Allergies. 11-11. Mirroring. You may be dealing with somebody that's mirroring some energies back to you as well. You may be coming to very significant realizations that are requiring you to either forgive the past or forgive yourself or forgive another person. That maybe, you know, like I'm going to say this realization, you've got 14-14 twice here. lots of 4s and lots of 1s. That where you're, you know, this 10 of the storm warning, I'm kind of bouncing all over the place, so bear with me, because this is what's coming up as I'm going through these. You're bringing an end. I think you're bringing an end to chaos. There may have been chaos. I feel like maybe you've been in part creating this chaos, this upheaval of energy that is like, it's time for shit to change. Scorpio, you are the absolute persona of everything change, and diving into it hardcore, knowing that your emotions are in it. You've got hearts all over the place here. Your emotions are in it. You're not going to make a move unless it's emotionally satisfying. And when you're not in that emotional state of satisfaction, or that's satisfying to you, you will dive into the depths of hell to understand what it is that needs to change, and you're willing to deal with the chaos of that change so that new growth begins, right? That is our transformative energy. We're dealing with the solar eclipse tonight, or this morning as well. We've got the new moon tonight in Scorpio. A lot of things happening. And I think, is it one of the planets are going retrograde soon, or may already have. We've got one, I think, that might be going direct soon. We have a lot of shit going on right now. In Scorpio, if anybody's going to take it and handle it well, it's going to be you, plain and simple. Like you do. You just die over and over again and come back even stronger than you were before, learning the lessons that Spirit is giving you. And even as a fixed sign, yeah, you get in that stubborn, stuck energy, but then you agree to make the change and make the movement, finding very, very strong strength. That fiery energy, Scorpio, sometimes will tend to come up as a fire sign for me when I do readings as well. So, and now in the swords energy though too, you master it all. You are a jack of all trades, master of none, right? So for you in particular, like, I feel as if you know there's new growth and abundance. You feel good about yourself as long as you're staying out of the head space. You know that change needs to occur. You're willing to see that change through, and you're really ready to vocalize that change, but make sure that you're doing it in not a matter of anger or aggression. And I don't feel like that's where you're coming from, but again, be cautious of your words. Make sure you're wording things correctly. The focus right now, planning and strategizing, making changes. You're taking the lessons that you've learned, what you've dealt with in the past, that butterfly, again, that transformational energy is on that card. Getting serious, like, you know where your efforts need to be placed right now. Do it, get it done, make those moves. You know, you have transcended so many obstacles to date. And I also feel like to go back and go, look, I wrote the book on this shit, try me. Like, I feel like you're in a very serious contemplative state. But what you need to know right now is that you're going to have to offer some kind of forgiveness. I also feel like right now you're holding the heart space in the sense of it's been left out in the cold for so long, where you may be feeling a little detached emotionally at this time. But you're still willing to explore the options that surround you. Obstacles, doors to romance, heartbreak and pain from the past, not knowing what to do with it, but you are staying in a place of balanced emotional energy right now. You are giving out to the world, but I think sometimes for you, though, it feels hard to let other people in, or when you do, there's that mistrust that comes along with that. Your strength right now, caring connections. I think you're rebuilding connections that are suitable for you, that are making you feel good. And this doesn't have to be romantic. This can simply be the people around you. And I talked this morning in the video for the Daily Collective that it was like building a new soul tribe. And that could very well be part of what is going on for you at this time. And remember, the more you open that heart space, the more you're standing in a good space, you're able to call those things in. The outcome, rest and rejuvenation. You may have been dealing with these scenarios in the past, and right now you're being asked to take a pause, go into hermit mode. And I talked about that this morning as well too, that it's time to go inward. You may be doing a lot of meditating, a lot of soul searching right now, a lot of contemplation, feeling like you're not sure, needing to get out of that headspace because the head feels a little numb to me, a little cluttered, and trying to take a pause, finding your strength, finding the willpower within you to And again, 10-10 here, breaking down that cycle to be able to refresh and start anew. I feel like a lot of things have cleared out for you or are clearing out as we speak. But I think that's a good thing, right? Scorpio handles it pretty well. All right, let's get a little bit of clarification on these. We're already 10 minutes in. I just said 10-10 and there's 10 minutes in. All right, let's clarify some things here. Cornucopia, there you are, Scorpio. The world and death. There you be. You're all over it already. You are. You're ready for a new brighter beginning. You really, truly are. So whatever you've gone through, whatever you've dealt with, you're ready for that change. Page of Pentacles energy there. Slow moving. You may feel as if the process of what's going on, and you're going from the page to the King of Pentacles. Cornucopia is about abundance and prosperity as well, right? We're harvesting. We've been able to harvest the fruits of our labor. You are seeing massive growth within you. There may be also this massive growth when it comes to business, finances, a change in the direction that you've gone where you're leaving the past behind. You had to walk away from the past if maybe a lack of abundance felt like it was forever to come in. And now finally in the space of recognizing, and it's being thankful, you got the Four of Swords behind that, being thankful for all the gifts that you've been given, being thankful, standing in that space of gratitude and love, that heart space. We talked about compassion this morning, I think was the card that came out of the Sacred Geometry deck. Being very, very, Spirit is saying amazed by where you've been and where you're going and where you're, off to. You've never been alone in this journey. You had to just like a fawn has its spots, it's like earning your stripes, I guess would be the best way to put this rather than the spots. But understanding that you're changing. I also feel like for some of you, like with that age, you're really standing in the space of with age is this gain of wisdom, learning from the experiences. And I think that you're harnessing that power very well within you. The thinking woman, let's clarify her. I'm going to take both of these. The Eight of Swords and the Two of Cups. So with the thinking woman, I will say, nervous as to how you're going to bring things together. For some of you, I feel as if there may be some struggles on where to put your heart space at, where to put your cups into. You may have various options around you at this time, but I feel like you feel suspended. If you've been hurt recently by something emotionally, it's needing to understand that the right situation, if this is romance, the right situation will cross its path in the right time. For others of you, I feel like that this situation has already occurred and it's left you in a headspace of feeling stuck as to how things will move forward, if they can move forward. But you also have to put your energy out there. We can manifest all we want to, but there is a space that requires us to take action towards that. We can't just be in our heads thinking about it all the time. We have to make movement. So for others of you, though, I also feel as if, you got cups everywhere, Scorpio. Golly. And again, there's that Two of Pentacles, that indecision. Where do I make that investment? I feel like for all of you, there's various ways to make that investment, and it's discerning what is like a priority at this time and what you have to move into next. Cups and Swords, Cups and Swords. Page of Swords, excuse me, clarifying the woman holding heart, getting to your wish fulfillment. Make sure you're not aggressively. And when I talked earlier about coming from a good place, the communication being loving and open and sincere, and if there's a state of forgiveness, you may have somebody coming towards you in a state of aggression. It's almost like, to me, with that Swords energy, that people who are in that Page of Swords tend to forget. Where was I going? Spirit was giving me something and I just lost it. They tend to forget to be mature. right? The page is not a mature energy, 8 to 12 years old, that kind of thing, right? But they're coming at you. And you may be, I can almost like see like a battle scene of like, you know, putting some armor up and protecting yourself from every little bit of aggressive energy coming towards you as well. Feeling the need to protect yourself, like someone sees you in a vulnerable state and they're coming after you kind of situation. But yeah, there's that 6 of Wands. But no matter what the case, Scorpio, I feel like you're going to be victorious through this situation. Make sure you're not standing in aggression. Make sure that the people that you're dealing with, if they're coming at you aggressively, that you're going to be forgiving of their harsh words and criticisms of you or whatever the situation might be. There's no room for this right now. So just, you know, let them do their thing, but know you're protected. That shield that I feel, you're protected. You're vulnerable, but yet you're protective. And I think that's where that feeling of, I'm afraid to be vulnerable because I know that these kinds of situations exist. Door to Romance, 10 of Cups, a 4 of Swords underneath there, Hierophant, Page of Pentacles. For so long as you are opening your heart space and you're willing to step into a state of grace with that, it's almost like you're kind of peering into the possibilities of what love means to you or what it is that you hope to have for yourself. You've got the 10 of Cups, one of the prettiest, happiest cards in the deck, right? Like your love is, your cups are filled, your life is fulfilled, it's happy family, it's all good things. But it's going to come after a period of resting. It's time for some introspection, it's time for some healing. And I think through these healing processes, you're also understanding what the 10 of Cups means to you. It is like, to me, it's visionary on how wonderful things can be. And I feel like you're struggling in that area as to how that comes to work. So let it unfold naturally for you in your strengths, willing to close things out, willing to end. You've got the World card and the 10 of Swords underneath that. There may be something in your life right now where a situation maybe isn't quite what you would like it to be. It may be very much time to close that cycle out, because when you close that cycle out, you're leaving space for these new beginnings to occur, right? We have to cut off things that are not suiting of our energy. It may be a repeat of, you know, learning to stop repeating patterns of the past. That World card is closing all of it out. It's bringing everything full circle to an understanding that certain aspects of our lives have got to come to an end. Behind that 10 of Swords, we've got the Sun. And that 5 of Swords, this 5 of Swords to me is tends to cut things off. You will cut it off to reach your happiness. You will get there one way or another. It's like, you know, the flower of life, like, you know, that imprint. I'm getting the idea of an imprint. You may have also been in a space for some time where, as you're going through this hermit mode, you could have been in hermit mode for some time, came out, socialized, opened up new doors. 4 of Cups at the bottom, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups. You may have met or may meet somebody through an outing as well. You've got the Fool and the Death card, Scorpio. There you are. You're going to go through a little bit of a period of some rest and rejuvenation. You're going to come out of that, moving into a more social aspect of self, maybe getting together for different events. It could be a birthday. Obviously, we're in Scorpio's birthday time frame as well. But Scorpio, you're willing to take the risk, but I also feel like in this risk of moving forward, I almost feel like you're starting to get footing back underneath you for the first time. It may have been a week. It might have been 3 days. You know, for some people, it might take 3 months. For Scorpio, it might only take a week, right? But in that week, you're going to process a whole lot more than I think you have in a little while. You may have kind of gotten caught up in life and in situations. But this 3 of Cups tells me that, you know, it's time of celebration. It's time to get out and enjoy things. And Scorpio, there you are, the Death card with the Fool. New beginnings, right? And again, closings, endings, transformation, stepping out, getting your footing again. Doing it cautiously, though, like, where do I put my cup at? You'll figure it out just as it needs to occur for you in due time. Just be patient. I want to say be patient with yourself. Don't be so hypercritical of you at this time. The Storm warning, 8 of Pentacles. There's a fear, I think, that's for some of you that, you know, something's going to come in and mess up what the, you know, the work that you've done for yourself, on yourself. You've got the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Wands telling me that you may have to change plans up. You may have to, you know what you've worked. Maybe you're at a space too where things aren't moving along the way that you had hoped. And then the King of Swords, the Hangman, and the 5 of Wands. Some conflicting energies. For some of you too, and I'm just now getting this, that, you know, we talked about the Father of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles earlier. You are going from that Page of Pentacles to that King of Pentacles. But I also feel like for some of you, not all of you, you may have somebody else coming in that is in this King of Cups, and you may be dealing with a Taurus. And I've got Taurus here a couple of times. That is coming in and offering you some kind of stability as well, or offering you some type of growth or some type of assistance. And I think this may be where in part you're partially guarded. Accept it. It doesn't have any, I feel like you're afraid that they're going to come in and maybe be a repeat of the past. If someone has done something for you and then thrown it in your face, or, you know, whatever it might be. But I don't feel like that this person has those intentions, but you're ready to throw down a war if you have to change this out, right? Like, you're going to have to see this differently with this person. And I do think that logically you're stepping into a space of understanding that there's more to it than what meets the eye, that it's not always bad, right? But anyhow, back up, side message, moving back to this. I do think that, you know, you've worked very hard to create a space for yourself, and there might be some communication coming in. There may be some fast moving energy all of a sudden. Like, I feel like there's where you kind of had a plan and expectation of how things were going to happen, maybe visualizing, seeing, you know, how you would like it to play out. Of course, we drop those expectations, then we're never disappointed, right? But you may be presented with 2 different ways of doing things. And in that, you may feel a little off kiltered, a little off balance, and that may be that space where you're requiring that rest and rejuvenation at this time to close this cycle out. You've got a lot of cards here of closing things out. You've got a lot of 11s. You've got 14s, which breaks down to a 5, 5, 5. Changes. You're going to have to change it up. You make these changes. I think it's going to offer you a beautiful new beginning. I think that you maybe don't see how positive this change is going to be. Let go of expectation. Let go of a given idea of how things have to be. And as I say it all the time, trust the process, Scorpio. And I know we're not very trusting individuals, but trusting this process through, you know, discernment, faith, paying attention to what needs to be done, prioritizing where you need to be at this time is going to benefit you. But I think that this change that's coming in, this reception of messages, and you have 8-8 here, it's going to bring things together rather than apart. But of course, we're always going to deal with some kind of chaos surrounding that to get us to where it is that we need to be. If we don't make the move, the universe is going to make it for us and push us into something that maybe we didn't feel like we were prepared for. But Scorpio, give it 5 days. I don't know why that's coming up. Give it 5 days, Spirit's saying. 5 days, you'll be fine. You got to shut down for 5 days, take 5 days. But it'll work out to your better benefit. All right, 1 card of advice, Spirit. 1 card of advice of what they need to choose. Movement. Yeah, it's time. And that movement, where's it back here? Action, movement, these horses, 3 horses. And understanding, yeah. Take a look at these 2 cards. You've got action, those 2 horses, and movement again. And that movement is emotional. That water energy right there. Your feelings may be in a little bit of an uproar at this time, but you're moving to higher ground. You're making headway even if you don't see it. You're coming out of the storm. So whatever's going on, again, another 11, right? You're coming out of that storm energy. You're stronger. Every time you go through this transformation, Scorpio, you become so much stronger than you were the last time around. It's amazing. Like I got the goosebumps right now. You do. You come out stronger and more resilient every single death that you die metaphorically and move into the next phase. And this movement, I feel like if you've got to take on the storm, if you've got to walk through hell, you're going to walk through hell with your head up. Keep moving forward. Stay out. Stay out, stay out, stay out of that headspace. Because as long as you're doing that and you're not having an expectation, things are going to play out, I think, in a way that you don't expect them to. You know, we drop the expectation. We don't carry this big picture around with us of how this is supposed to happen. We trust the process to get us there. You're going to see that it might happen in a way that you don't have an expectation to how this is going to, you know, you're dropping that expectation of how this is going to happen, but it's going to work out for your better benefit in the long run. Don't fight it. Don't sit with resistance. I feel like you're not resisting it, but you're also not accepting of it. It's just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to sit still. You got to get up and make movement. You got to get out of that energy of just, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to sit. Get up and make movement. Get up and start doing the little things after this period of rest, because we all need to kind of take a minute and rest and rejuvenate ourselves. See the beauty and the transformation that's happening around you. Think about the positive aspects rather than the negative. Understand how it's going to transform your life for the better, rather than going, oh God, here's the next obstacle. Scorpio, you can clear out 15 obstacles this week, and next week you're going to have 10 more just because it's you. I mean, I can tell you as a Scorpio, I'm like, I put one fire out and here comes the next one. Consistently. It's always something. But it's going to be about how you handle it. Are you coming from a state of grace? Are you handling it to the best of your ability? Transitions, tantric journey. It's about our soul. Allowance, let it happen. Perception, it's going to be how you view it. Delight in the changes that are happening around you, because they're going to be for your better, for the better, always for the better, right? Even if we don't understand it right now, it's okay. You don't have to understand it right now. You have to trust it right now. Trust the process. Any final messages for Scorpio? Yeah, you're dealing with some anxiety and indecision right now. Reach out to Spirit. Spirit's asking you to reach out. I feel like you may have already been in the space of indecision. That 999s to me often feel hard and heavy. Like, you know, you've been through the ringer to get to that 9. You're trying to get to that 10. You're almost there. Those 10s were on the board. So again, that anxiety and that kind of stuff seems to be of the past. I just say door to Spirit. Spirit's asking you to reach out to them. Reach out for guidance. You may feel like maybe you were let down in the past when it comes to your intuition. Maybe felt a little disconnected. Get back in touch with that. It's very important to get back in touch with your intuition. Open yourself up. Let go of expectations. Get out of your head. Get ready to switch shit up, because I was like, okay, there we go. Good enough. What's coming? Another 4. You want to get to this, you're going to have to go through those 5s. You're asking, you're praying, you're reaching out to Spirit. They're going to come in and help you heal. Open up. Again, someone's coming in. Keep faith, keep grace, keep your heart open through whatever's happening right now. If you're willing to come from a place of love, other people are going to come from a place of love, and you're going to be protected and guided throughout the entire situation, whatever that situation is for you in particular. Scorpio, happy birthday. Who knows? Maybe I'll get some more bonuses out this month, or this during Scorpio season. So I wish you guys have a wonderful day. If you found this video resonates for you, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, the notification bell. You're going to get notifications every time a new video is posted. Again, I am available for personal readings on a limited basis. My schedule is extremely wonky, but we will see what where we can get you in at and what works for you and for me as well. That information is in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. I wish you guys a beautiful Scorpio season. I hope you're doing well. Stay grounded during the solar eclipse. Stay grounded through the transitions and changes that are happening, and drop the expectation. Surrender it. I wish you guys the best day ever, and I'll see you soon. Sending you all my love. Bye.